Welcome back to part 2 of our 50th episode, Finding the Path. Woo-hoo!
Yes. Yes.
The dosist. All right, so quick shout out to our sponsors. Brad, do a rapid fire.
We have sponsors. Their names are Gaming Paper, Character Case, and Sirenscape. You can check them out at their respective websites, gamingpaper.com, helpfulnpcs.com, and sirenscape.com. Thank you to our sponsors. You guys are awesome.
And time. I think that's a new record.
She said brief.
Golf clap.
And
If you want me to go like high school debate rules, Carrie, like I read the AF brief. I can fly through stuff.
Wow.
I was debate captain in college. We need to talk sometime.
We're learning so much about each other.
I won a giant trophy at school, and they wouldn't let me keep it.
That's
I
sad.
won this trophy in college. So
Thank you.
You have your debate trophy right next to you.
you're damn right I do. And that bulldog sitting on this behind me was one I won at Butler. I was the best speaker, Butler University, man.
Carrie just has trophies strewn about her house. There's never one more than 3 feet away, so that when she needs an ego boost, it's just bam.
Remember how amazing I am.
That's exactly what I do.
I see nothing wrong
Affirmations.
here. I see nothing wrong here.
Self-affirmation.
She's proud, damn it.
Before we go too far down this rabbit hole of Carrie's
trophy house.
Trophy house. Some people have a trophy wife or husband. She has a trophy house.
I have a whole house.
It's a very nice house.
Let's get on our recap, and then we will get back into the game. So, recap.
The Children of Destiny returned to Burdusk with Harley in tow. Jill, convinced she'd failed in her trial mission, tried to mentally prepare herself to be rejected by the Harpers. When they reached Twilight Hall, Beyonce, Leith, and Harley were led off by healers, while Jill was asked to meet with the Harper Belvoir. To her surprise, she received not rebuke, but a heartfelt apology for the unexpected deadliness of the mission. She was also officially granted membership in the Harpers, and she, Merrick, and Callista sought out a bar to celebrate. And that's where we pick up the adventure tonight on Dice Tales.
Wow, what a good recap. Someone should get a trophy for that.
And they don't give those, I don't think. Maybe they do.
Okay.
I mean, we can
We'll
make
make you one. We'll make one for you.
Thanks.
Only
All
one.
right.
Go to the
for
trophy
a company
store for
that
you.
made awards and things. I don't know.
So it sounded like the party was going to the little bar room, so to speak. Yeah.
At least Jill and
So you
Calista,
guys,
where everyone else can
you
be
guys
there.
can all gather up at Yield's counter of the internal tavern area that they have.
The Amber Heart.
I love it. Let's do it.
The Amber Heart. All right.
Amber Harp.
Amber
Like
Heart.
a Harper.
Oh, I get it.
And Amber, like
Get
the
it?
beer.
Like Harper's.
I do. I get it.
As we approach the bar, I'm gonna ask the barkeeper. So you would not happen to have any of a special brew called Firebolt, would you?
Firebolt.
Make it on a mountain.
Firebolt. I know what you're talking about, but I don't have any in stock. I'm having trouble getting some in.
It's all right. Do you
I've
have
been late on a shipment.
They were late on a shipment.
It's a mission on the quest board.
Because nobody's been filling the mission on the quest board.
supply chain issues affect us all? Do you have any just normal whiskey?
That I got. All right. So he starts lining up some drinks.
And I toast Callista. I'm like, to the future. May it
To your
involve considerably.
Harperdom.
Yes, thank you. And may it involve considerably less death than the first day of Harperdom. Here we go.
Do
and
that.
then I just take the shot.
That is Beyonce. Well, I don't think anybody told Beyonce about the bar.
No,
Well,
but I mean,
Callista and Jill
knowing
just
Callista
decided
and
on their
Jill,
own. Like, I don't think we made plans with anyone else.
we did not.
You guys
The-
can
the-
find
the
each
ladies-
other, though. It's
the ladies.
fine.
You're not
Eventually-
invited.
Rules that allow us to talk like we have text messaging. I'm sure we'll be able to work it out.
Yeah, right. Right.
Just wondering
Exactly.
if Beyonce's invited.
You're not
You're
not
invited.
Okay. That Beyonce will come, like, barreling in the door. You could tell, his eyes are a little puffy, but he's, like, trying to put on a hard exterior. And he's just gonna say, 3 shots of your strongest stuff.
Beyonce's back! He has Beyonce again! He is not a
Beyonce.
hamster!
Yay! You're
And,
tall again.
He's not gonna even look at them, but he's gonna go like,
As soon as you say it, the bartender pulls out a special bottle and pours you a drink, and he says, "Post polymorph hangover. Here you go."
The legend has spread,
Yeah.
Beyonce.
yeah, you could call it that. And then he's just gonna down all 3 of them right there.
Whoa! Make a fortitude save.
Yeah! Oh, Beyonce!
Minus however many levels you have.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yep.
Just,
Like
Wow.
negative 3 or
just
something.
vom
isn't it?
on just vom right on the table or the
Yep.
bar.
Yep.
Old Beyonce could hold his liquor. This Beyonce is a lightweight.
17.
No, you
I
handle it
swear,
just
too.
fine. Very
Just-
manly.
Just, that's some good shit. And he's
Beyonce
gonna,
slaps him on the back.
Beyonce, we are, if you hadn't just crushed those, I would offer to buy you one. We're celebrating.
hey, I'm not done.
And I would, like, signal to the bartender, and I would buy all 3 of us one.
Callista's trying to, like, surreptitiously point at Jill's pin.
I thought you were pointing at Tally. That's who I'm pointing
I
at
will.
now. If you would
Oh,
direct
yeah,
yourself.
We're all
I
oriented
forgot to look at
differently.
the. Oh no, that's the right direction. I was even pointing in the right
I
direction.
know, you were.
Oh,
right.
I'm not looking at the screen.
Anyway,
I wasn't
anyways.
Which is
I'm looking at
dumb
the
because
screen.
I made it.
Okay.
Beautiful. So,
But back to it. It's a. Ah, you got it. Good, you only had to die for it.
yeah, you know, the steepest of all prices, but I got it. They, I was surprised, but they let me in. They said something about, and I kind of like look back at Callista and I look at Beyonce and I'm like, I wish Leith were here. They had praises to sing of you all as well. That you're good friends, and I told them they didn't need to tell me that, of course.
Well, it's good to be appreciated.
And I would just like smile.
How are you feeling? It's that I mean, you died twice.
Yeah. I need to talk to you about that. Maybe later. In
is it
private. No
is-
offense, Callista. It's something that I feel like a cleric of Tia might know more about.
Is it because we kissed?
No, though that was odd. I'm
Yes,
semi-glad that it was a hamster and not you. You as a hamster and not
He's
you as
he's
you.
gonna be like,
I will.
excuse me.
I will never forget the sight of the hamster inflating and then giving Jill mouth to mouth. That was.
Yes, it's not exactly what I dreamed of as a child, but you know, life takes you in strange directions.
You mean
It certainly does.
About this time, you would hear like a clatter as someone bumps into someone else and spills a tray. And you would look over and there's just somebody looking down, and then like around a table you would see Leith emerge and start wandering in your direction and just
Hey,
kind of
Leith.
lost in thought and in general, just unsure of himself.
does he see us?
Yeah, just
Oi,
he's been looking for you guys, but you know,
Barman,
hasn't maybe
one
made
more.
the most
Are
direct
you okay, Leaf?
path here.
2 more.
You look distracted.
I think I'm fine. Are we drinking?
You
I
think
hand
really
Leaf a
wrong.
shot.
Sounds like a good plan.
I'll hand
hand
my
Leaf a
glass
shot.
to Leaf.
He will look at it, snap his fingers, light it on fire, and then throw it back.
Yeah.
yay!
Awesome.
Yes.
That
Make a
was
forward
cool.
Burning
save.
shot. Burning shot.
Versus
very Irish of
the
you.
bird.
Swagger.
I mean, he has fire
Natural
resistance, doesn't
20.
he?
Yeah, he does.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm also immune
It's
to fire.
nothing. Like, it's
He
literally
does.
on fire.
You like don't put it out. You just drink it on fire.
Yes.
He did put it out.
He
He's
burps
in
and a
fire.
little like cloud of smoke comes out.
So
Yeah, I
cool.
did that with some
Swear,
noise.
Badass, you look like a dragon breathing fire.
That was very
It's a
cool.
good
Leaf.
look.
Pretty
Hey,
small dragon.
we're celebrating, and I would hand him the drink that I bought him, and I would just say, I got in, and it was this is a thank you. You guys were all obviously, and Jill would kind of gesture at her chest, which she hasn't changed her clothes, so it's like, and she just say like, you were all integral in this, obviously. So, thank you.
Of course. You've
Well,
been
I
with
was-
us for day one. Since you've been with us since day one, I can say words.
You've only had
then he'll
one
just
drink
take the
so
second
far, Leaf.
shot.
That is not bode
wouldn't-
well.
Well, I wasn't exactly gonna let someone else die.
Is
Well,
Merrick
I'm
with
glad.
us?
He is. He's been sitting there
awesome.
quietly drinking at the far end of where you guys are sitting. He's just listening, but he's not tuning in, as he sometimes does.
That's his habit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
I just keep drinking and smiling.
how are really, like, how are you feeling? Like, are you feeling extra weak? Are you?
I am.
Okay.
This
so-
shot feels heavier than it should, hey? And Jill like takes another one.
Do you
Back
do you feel how
precariously on the bench.
do you feel how I sound? And he's just gonna look like decrepit.
Yes, yes, I do. I think.
Well,
Yeah.
at least I can
Weak.
at least I can do this for you. And he's gonna go over, hold his holy symbol, and cast restoration on.
Oh my god!
You're gonna get one of them levels right back.
Hooray! I'm only down one now.
Yep.
I've got
feel
I've
much
got like
better.
3 days before I can do that to myself again. But I can
Sounds
help
about
you.
right.
Katya looks
you, Beyonce.
wistfully at Beyonce.
Oh, do you feel like shit too? Oh, Katya, you sweet thing. Gonna scritch her behind her ears. And cast restoration on her too. I have 2 of them.
Aw.
She slurps up
Aw.
the side of your face.
Oh,
Her breath smells like jerky.
Oh, jeez, that scared the hell out of me.
yeah.
Oh my god.
It's
My whole body got tingly.
just scritch
Well-
under the chin.
While all the attention is on Beyonce restoring people, Leith will take his glass and kind of slide down the table towards Merrick
Oh god.
and just sit
yeah.
across from him
God.
and do his absolute best to just like elbows up on the table and meet Merrick eye to eye.
Well, you guys are at the counter, so
Okay.
yeah, he's at
He's
the
over
counter.
on the end.
Table.
Yeah, but you could be on the
Yeah.
end. Yeah, that's fine.
I'll
And
move over so that
he's
I'm
drinking, and he
next to him.
doesn't look up necessarily. But finally, he just says, "What is it?"
Can I ask you a question?
Nothing's gonna stop you.
Not true. If I ask you a question, will you tell anyone that I asked you it?
Depends on the question.
No one will get hurt. Does that change your answer?
What is it, Leith?
I need you to promise not to say anything.
I promise.
So, like,
Over at you.
way back when we were in Blackfeather Bridge and Jill and I first met you in the woods,
Yeah.
and Leith is just having the hardest time trying to make himself vulnerable to this guy.
He seems like actually intrigued by what you have to say now, and he's actually just watching you.
Like, I can't ask Jill because, well, you know, and, well, Callista doesn't make other people like her. She just is very likable and doesn't realize it. And, I mean, everybody likes Beyonce, so it doesn't make sense to ask you. Merrick, how do you get people to like you?
You care about what people think of you?
Some people. The ones that matter.
Well, the ones that matter are usually the ones who will like you anyway. You shouldn't have to make them like you. It should just happen.
That's not how it usually works. For me.
You got an example?
Leith will pull out his pocket watch and set it on the counter. You know where that came from?
Afraid I'm not learning your life story, Leith. If you've talked about it before, I must have forgotten.
Well, I mean, you at least noticed that I have an affinity for clocks. You are the one
Yeah.
that left us the message in Sempia.
Yeah. Well, isn't it something to do with your family?
Yeah. Seamus and I stole this a little while back when we first got to Waterdeep. Not that my family's in Waterdeep. We teleported out of Waterdeep and then back.
Yeah.
First we got lost in the woods, and then we made it back. Anyway, my family's supposed to matter, and they don't like me. That's why I'm with you guys.
Family is different than most other situations. Families may be supposed to matter, but that doesn't always mean family knows how.
Sure.
Does that
Sure.
make sense? It's hard because with family, they don't really have a choice. They're just supposed to be important to each other. But it doesn't matter if you particularly would like each other, if you didn't know each other, right? You're just supposed to find a way to make it work. It doesn't always work like that.
Yeah, you just get rid of the broken parts.
No,
Makes sense.
that's not what I said.
That's how you make things work, is you take out the broken parts.
Maybe they were the broken part.
Maybe.
If they didn't know how to appreciate you, then you found people who did. You fix the watch, and he just pushes it back towards you.
What about other people? Not at the bar. How do you get them to like you?
You mean not your friends, just general people?
General green-haired people?
He looks at you for a moment, and you can see he was about to say something else, but that like threw him off for a second. And he says, "Oh, well, you listen. You show genuine interest in someone. You have their back. You trust them."
And you trust Jill?
I do.
Well, that makes sense. Can I buy you a drink?
Sure.
And Leith will order whatever they were drinking.
He's just
But
drinking
before he gets away from
regular
Merrick, he
beer.
will set Merrick's on fire and then walk away.
Mary just staring at it.
Leith. Classic Leith. That was
Classic
precious.
Leith.
Oh
Cute.
my God. Brava.
Cute.
So, Jill, you're like in the club now.
Yes, I know. I was as surprised as you are.
So, how does it feel?
I feel like me, but a harper now.
Does
Can
the
we s-
Harper, does the
can we
Harper
s-
version of you feel different?
I don't know. I feel. I don't know. Do I look different?
It's you have a certain glow about you.
I think
You
that's
look
just
more
like-
confident.
Oh, okay, that kind of glow. I thought you were talking about a different kind of glow, and I was going to say, I don't
What,
think
she's
that is
pregnant?
it. No, I don't.
that what
I
you-
don't
hope
think
not.
This is it. Don't start rumors. Bjorn.
Merrick!
And he looks down from where he's like trying to blow out the fire on his drink.
Just, are you guys pregnant? She's glowing.
No, we're not pregnant, Beyonce. And I would be like, and I kind of like look at Callisto with a little mischief on my face, and I'm like, no, we're not pregnant.
Good, because you probably shouldn't be drinking.
Yeah,
Not that
it-
we know, at least.
not that we know of. We are getting married, so.
What?
And Jill would just take another shot, like casually.
You!
And I kind of like
Lester prepares
look
to
over at
catch
the,
Beyonce in case he falls over in shock.
Just, okay, I'm gonna roll to see if I fall over in shock.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, what's my DC? It's the, Game
Very high
Master.
challenge.
I mean, you are
probably
down 3 levels.
He's
like
drunk.
a 10. 10.
10 reflex save, probably?
Yes.
Okay. He eats shit!
Wow. Melissa, you could try to catch him. It's probably messy because you're drunk.
No, I'm gonna try. What do I
Yeah.
need to do?
Make a reflex save.
save to try to catch him. Oh,
I
that's
don't
actually
try
real
to catch
good.
him. I watched him
That
go.
was a 32 for my reflex save.
Lightning reflexes over here, even drunk, manages to catch Beyonce in her arms.
Just gonna, like, look at, like, touch her arm and be like, my hero.
Melissa just like stands there, like holding him, like almost in a dip,
That's
And then let me go.
and then just kind of quick drops him.
Well, aren't you two just as pretty as a picture?
No, but this isn't about me. Men meat, you devil.
Don't call him that.
There is
Is
so
that
much.
your way of saying congratulations?
Yes, yes. Tears, blessings on both of you, and he's gonna like share them both.
Okay.
Where is
Thank
Leaf
you.
during this?
He has wandered off.
He's still hanging out by the group. He just separated himself from Merrick directly. So
I see.
He's
So he's-
observing.
he's-
Calista looks
Listening.
over her shoulder to see if he's heard this.
He's paying attention. He's happy. Seems
He doesn't look upset.
no, maybe a little distracted, but not upset.
I didn't notice Leith. Jill is getting a little bit drunk.
Just a little.
Can we get around for everyone? I can light them all up.
Oh yes, keep them rolling.
Let us do that. Flaming
All
shots
right.
for all.
Flaming shots!
Flaming shots. Flaming shots.
Shots.
Because he's
Alright.
inebriated and there's more alcohol and he's like the fire's getting a little bit bigger than it needs to be when he's lighting things and bystanders might be getting a bit nervous. But he's having a good
Yeah,
time.
people are kind of gathering around to watch anyway when you guys start lighting up.
Anybody
for
that
flaming
comes by,
shots.
he'll light up a drink and hand it off. Elemental touch.
It's more the
Light
bartender
stuff.
who's starting to look nervous as there's like
Yeah.
fire going all around the bar. And he says, "Hey, keep that under control over there.
Right, got it.
Otherwise, you're rebuilding
Sticks
this
his hand
bar."
inside his coat.
I kind of look over at the bartender and I'm laughing and I'm like, I think I'll switch to beer. This is getting too hot for me.
Good idea. And he'll pour another one for you.
Sounds like
Taking
things
a
are
drink
getting
or
real
flaming shot
hot.
on fire.
He'll say, "None of you are horseback riding tonight, right?"
Ugh.
No.
I
no.
certainly hope
None
not.
of you are going anywhere tonight.
Oh, did they send us on another mission? Are you gonna die
No.
again? Don't die
No.
again.
No teleportations until this wears off, please.
Yeah, nothing of the kind.
You're giving
transmutation?
him ideas. You should not say things like that.
That's how people end up trapped in a wall.
I would kind of like hold my chest, and I'm just like, yeah. Speaking of dying, I am absolutely bushed, so I think I'm gonna go find somewhere to sleep. Beyonce, in the morning when whatever this is has worn off, come talk to me.
Oh, you
I,
don't want to
wanna-
talk now? I can talk now.
I know you can, but
Eric is just getting up from the counter as you're saying this. And he's just starting towards the door, and then he just waits.
No, the party's just starting. Come
Now,
on.
where are we going to sleep? Where should we be sleeping? I'm assuming you have a room here and Jill sleeps with you, but where do the rest of us sleep?
And he says, "Follow this hall down this way. Take a left. There's a few empty rooms.
you hear that,
Just
Liz?
find
I'll
one."
laugh.
Do you want me to make a banquet for you? I can do that.
No, Beyonce, thank
No,
you.
there's
Just
so
want
much to celebrate.
I know. Come see me in the morning, Beyonce. Then
Oh,
we'll have a chat.
We're having a private celebration."
Yes, and Jill would whack his ass on the way out of the door, and yeah, and we leave,
Gonna slam his. He's
and we celebrate.
Beyonce's just gonna kind of like sit back and be like take comfort in the fact that something happy is happening.
Aww.
That's awesome. This is nice.
Well,
Beyonce, you've been turned into an animal before.
have I? I don't think so. I don't think so.
I just wondered if hamster felt different than anything else.
Oh, I don't really have a frame of reference, but I wouldn't suggest it.
So, like, when I turn into the werewolf or the full wolf, like the full wolf, he's pretty doggy. Not a whole lot going on inside,
Yes. It's kind of adorable,
motivation-wise.
actually.
But the werewolf, he's always hungry. And so, as a hamster, were you always hungry? Did stuff smell weird? I just wondering, curious.
You know, I gained a taste for like little pellet things for some reason, and it's that. And I mean, yeah, you know, I was kind of hungry, but most of the time I just had to pee. Don't tell Callista, but I totally peed on her horns.
Let's do more with that.
I'm sorry.
Explicitly told you not to pee on my horns.
I couldn't help it. I don't have bladder control as a hamster.
I wasn't potty trained.
But Zalith, you were a goose once too. Were you hungry as a goose?
It's more angry.
I was gonna say, just be cranky as a
Like-
goose.
Yeah.
I've never felt angry enough to use the term murderous rage before, but as the goose, I definitely could have honked the crap out of somebody.
I mean, you tried to honk the crap out of me, but to be fair, I was a little bit inspelled.
Yeah, that's like, you were quite angry too.
Yeah, you fucking were.
Yeah.
I've had that happen a lot, where, like, spells turn us against each other. It's not fun.
It's a
No.
great plot device.
Yeah, no, not really. It's not very fun to not be in control of yourself. I say as I'm drinking, like, so much. Can I have another
You guys
one?
are so drunk. And he says, "I think you're at your limit for the night."
Fine, can I have water?
Yes, that would be wise. And he'll start getting you guys some water.
And then,
As he turns his
Beyonce
back,
change water
he
to
will
wine?
lean over and
And
say,
then-
"Want to see something funny?"
of course I do.
And he will pull out his stopwatch or his pocket watch and stop it and cast slow on the bartender.
And Beyonce is
God.
going
Well,
to...
he crit failed, so he starts moving like a turtle.
When he turns his back, I'm going to cast Tears to Wine
Yep.
on my water and pour it into the other two's glasses as well.
Phenomenal.
Here's your
Wow.
lawful good cleric right there.
Attaboy. Attaboy. I think
He
somebody is
understands what last
shifting more
call means.
towards neutral good, but
Is it good wine?
It's holy wine, so probably.
It's the body of Tyr.
Holy moly!
The body of Tyr.
So of course.
So is Callista gonna start on
Tyr's
fire as she
blessing.
drinks it?
Oh my god.
I don't
That's
think
a great
so.
question.
But the last time I tried a kind of alcohol that had holy water in it, I spent the afternoon in the bathroom.
Oh,
Oh, you were not there for that. It was
Stuff
Jill and I. We
burning
tried
coming
the
out.
wine at the monastery, and bad things happened.
Oh my
They
god.
had
Oh, yeah,
to rate
so-
it not for tieflings.
Oh, I was
Spirit
I was having a moment, you know. Oh God.
I was too.
And that
A different kind of moment, though.
so that reality's gonna come back to him about like why he was so upset, and he's gonna start like
Oh,
drunk
he's at
crying.
that stage of drunk. Oh god.
now he's depressed, crying.
one thing. You mentioned the werewolf thing. You know I can fix that now, right? I'm not gonna do it without your permission, but I can fix that.
I don't think my opinion's changed since the last time you asked me. I don't know. It
Well, I'm certainly
comes
not.
in handy sometimes. Today was not the best utilization of it. I probably would have been better off, having my wits about me as we ran into that forest. But, yeah, I think I'm good for now.
All right, just checking in. Let me know.
Sure.
Anyways,
Thank you.
Perhaps we should go to bed.
Yeah, at this point, most people have cleared out. It's just kind of a couple of you left here in the bar.
Yeah, I think you're right. And he's gonna be like, "Oh, great night, great talk." And he's good talk, and he's gonna beeline it out.
All right.
Callista will
So-
thank the bartender before leaving.
Okay. And he'll say, make sure he gets some water in the morning. He's gonna need it.
I do not think this is going to help his condition much, but I think he needed this, so
Oh, good night.
good night.
All right. Thank you.
And Callista, nobody here thus far has really seemed to look at you too oddly. It's a little different than the reception you got in Waterdeep or in the smaller towns that you've been. I mean, even in Sembia, at least you had a little more acceptance there, but still, you would get more looks. But there's definitely a wide range of species and such walking about this place. And though you haven't seen any other tieflings, you also haven't got any dirty looks just for walking through the halls, which is nice.
It's nice.
You guys would find your rooms. So you each have access, if you would like it, to a room with a nice bed. It has a ceiling that's got a canopy of stars painted on each one. It's just a painting, it's not magic. But there are lamps of continual flame that are in there, and then you can just put a little damper over them to kind of cloud the light. And they're quite nice. There's dressers in here. They each have a key in it, so you can lock your stuff in if you'd like and take the key with you. So it looks like it's meant to be a place that you could stay if you wanted to.
Cool.
I'm letting Katya sleep in bed with me tonight.
Aww.
Oh, yay!
She hogs most of the bed. She sleeps on a diagonal, and you have to sleep in a little triangular corner. Or wrapped around her.
Just little
Amazing.
spoon.
Yes.
Beyonce is going to send a drunk text to Galen.
Oh my god. Is it saucy or is it sad?
No,
Both.
Ever had hamster?
that's God damn it! He's gonna start like casting it, and he's like probably warbling a little bit. It takes him like 10 minutes to cast it. But he's just gonna say, "Can I just say how much I love you? I miss you so much. Jill died twice today." How many am I at?
You got 6
20.
more, I think.
6 more. How do you feel about hamsters?
How do you feel about hamsters? Yeah.
There you go.
Not even
Phenomenal.
time for hugs and kisses beyond.
No,
No.
He's just gonna say like, "No, I'm not done yet," and he's gonna start casting it again.
Well, before
yeah.
you can get it cast again, you will get a reply from Galen. And it will say, I hope you would have mentioned if Jill were completely dead. So I'm going to assume the best. I don't think now's the time for a pet.
Wonderful.
Oh
Wonderful.
God,
That's
Beyonce's
amazing.
Beyonce's just gonna. He's gonna cast sending again, but all he's gonna say is hugs and kisses, Beyonce. Good night.
And then he like falls asleep halfway through, like when you fall asleep with your phone.
Oh yeah,
You fall asleep with the spell on, and it's still
fall asleep like holding the holy symbol.
yeah. In the morning, it's kind of
Awesome.
burned into your hand because it was the magic was just left on.
Just spittle, drool on it. It's
That is great.
All right. Anybody else
In
do
his
anything
room.
before bed? Leave.
Leith will just kind of sprawl out on his bed and set his pocket watch right next to his ear so that he can hear it slowly ticking. And then just use the final dregs of magic that he's got left in him for the day and just play and create illusions in the stars on the ceiling and like create faces of his friends and just shooting stars and a supernova and just kind of like going through whatever his imagination has left in it. Kind of ending with Harley as sort of the last thing he does before he drifts off to sleep.
And there's a knock on the door as you're doing that.
Oh,
Immediately he wipes the ceiling clean. Hello? Hello? That was all bad.
Is
That
this
wasn't even
Lee's
accurate.
room? The last one had a panther in it.
I'm sorry? What was that?
Lee, is that you?
Yes.
And it's Harley.
Hi.
Am I waking you up?
No.
And can I come in?
Yeah, sure. And Leith will scuttle out of the way, hold the door open, and
Okay, and so when you open the door, she's there, and she's holding a big book. And she just kind of pushes past you into the room and goes over to where there's like a little table, and she just sets it down.
hello.
It's just like your fantasies, I know.
what
So I couldn't
what
sleep.
book is that?
I know, I tried. And she sits down in one of the chairs, and there's another chair there, and she sort of spins the book around, and she's tapping a picture in the book. And it's a picture of a floating city. And she says, does this mean anything to you?
It rings a bell. I'm gonna be honest. I've been drinking a little bit, and I am not exactly on top of. It rings a bell.
Tantles.
Yeah.
Canthals,
right.
Shadowvar,
Mhm.
Tolthanthar, I think it's called. And you could see her like turning and trying to like sound it out from whatever script it's in.
That's it. That's the one. Yep, that's the floating city that they're trying to bring back that we're trying to stop because it's going to be real bad if they do. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm great. Anyway.
Anyway. So,
Wow.
what do you know about it?
Well, it was banished to another plane, and there are a lot of bad people there, and the Tanthals are trying to bring it back here. And one of the things that they wanted to help in that process was this seed that they had up in Mithranor. And so my friends and I, we went up, we got it, we brought it to Waterdeep. That's why they blew up the Temple of Tyr, is trying to get that thing back, but we destroyed it first. So hopefully it's going to be a lot harder for them to bring the city back. But we really don't know how they're planning to do it, and if there's another way that they might be able to make it work. It's all kind of just... We're a bit stuck, and trying to get as much help as we can, because we don't really know what comes next.
Much about Shades?
No?
The Shadowvar?
Right, yes, them. Yep.
This book has some information about them. I was reading to see what I could find, and it says that originally the Shadowvar, they were human. They were the Netherese, and they were just like any human. They were mortal like us, and that they populated this floating city, and that they've been changed. They're semi-immortal, but they're not undead. They aren't unliving either, but they aren't really alive in the normal sense. They've
Got
merged.
a real weird vibe about them.
They've merged their soul with whatever. I don't know that there's a translation. The shadow stuff of the Shadowfell with its actual darkness. So they have that darkness in their thoughts and their feelings. They don't interact with things the way that living humans do. They see everything in the world as this series of balance between light and darkness. And it's why they are so ruthless and detached. And shadows, they're basically like a recognizable representation of an object, right? And she like reaches over and she grabs, I don't know, what's something you would have laying on the table.
Probably, like his spear's probably leaning up in the
All right.
corner.
She takes
or
that and she
a
like
dagger or
takes a
something.
candle and like moves it over and she like makes it so that it's reflecting on the wall. And she points at it and she says it's defined by the lack of surrounding light in it. And I think shades are like that. I think they're basically just a recognizable representation of a person, like their outline, and they're more defined by the lack of a surrounding soul inside of it. Does that make any sense? I've been
hollow
up
people.
for a couple hours. What?
They're void people. They're hollow.
Yeah, almost like the opposite of a person.
The emptiness that fills them is the defining thing, and not the person that they used to be.
Isn't that scary?
That's terrifying.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't know if
Like-
that's helpful, but I don't know.
Again, I've been drinking, and so just spitballing ideas here. First thing that came to mind based on that description was fire. Lots of fire. Does that sound like it would work?
Fire, you mean to fight them?
Yeah.
What are you thinking? Because they're darkness, and
Right.
fire is
Fire
light.
is light and heat and warmth and like the combustion of all these little things happening together at once, and you made them sound like they were kind of the opposite of that. So I don't.
Maybe there's
Maybe that's
something
dumb.
to that. I don't know about that. I asked if you knew anything about the weave, and you said you'd figured out some things about it.
So it's like the current of magic that passes over everything and entwines itself in everything. And if I remember right, Mithranor was on some ley lines, and that had a lot to do with a nexus in the weave. And sorry, you're just like really pretty.
And she was like looking down at the book, and then she looks back up at you and she says, "What?
That nothing.
You said I was really pretty?"
Well,
You get out of this one, you little shit.
Sorry, it was just a compliment. I didn't mean nothing by it.
Not apropos of the shadow fire conversation.
I am a bit distractible, I've been told.
And you've been drinking.
I did warn you of that multiple times.
I should probably not be in here.
That might be a good idea. Sorry, I didn't.
No, it's okay. I just thought. Thank you.
Thank you for the book.
I'm sorry about what I said when I first met you.
Oh, the werewolf thing.
The werewolf thing.
Is that like a deal breaker? Because Beyond says he could fix it. Sorry, that was terribly inappropriate, and I didn't mean it at all. I actually really like being a werewolf. It's super cool. And when you're only this tall, people don't always understand what you're really capable of. And, well, when you can be big and scary, sometimes they respect you a bit more for it. That sounds dumb. I'm a complicated person.
I'm getting that. You you sort of threw a lot at me in the first 10 minutes that we talked.
Sorry.
Landed on a little thick.
I don't. I told you a little bit about being paladin and what we do, and they're very black and white about everything in the world. Paladin orders in general. I don't know that you've had a lot of experience with them.
Not a whole lot.
Yes.
We've crossed paths with a couple along the way.
Well, and she looks at the book and she's sort of drawing her finger across the line in the book, and she says, well, like I said, the shades see everything in light and dark. Sometimes it feels like that in the order, that everything is either good or bad according to them. And it wasn't until I got out in the world that I started to see that there are other colors than just black and white. But I still struggle with that because that's what I was taught.
Leith starts and stops several times. And before he can come up with something good to say, just his fey aspect sort of emanates from him in pulses of green and purple.
Aww.
Before he realizes what he's doing, and then
she's just
closes
staring
his eyes and
at you,
all the
and
colors go away.
When you finally open your eyes, and she says, "How did you do that?"
So the world might be all black and white to you and to them. It's kind of all color and chaos to me.
Oh,
And it just happens sometimes. No one taught me how to do any of this. I've just sort of figured it out along the way. And my friends have been lovely test subjects, willing or no. And so far, they've all survived everything, which has been great.
And she reaches over and she shuts the book and she just has her hand on top of the book. And she says, I think I like the colors. You can have this tonight. I should sleep. You should sleep. And it's just like getting up and like backing up towards the door.
Yeah. Thank you. Really, really, thank you for bringing this. And maybe you could join my friends and I for breakfast and help them understand it a bit too, because
I would love that. That'd be.
as you may have encountered today, I am not always the best explainer of things.
Well, I
And
mean, you
this is a
understood
big
my
deal.
rambling. You guys are just talking over each other as she like runs into the door.
oh.
But I should let you go, and I should get some sleep. Lots of sleep. So
Right.
thank you and
Good night.
good night.
And she just turns around, opens the door, and gets out of there.
And
I love
Leaf
her.
just kind of stares at the back of the door for a minute, not really knowing what to do. And then he checks his watch, and he looks at the time, and he looks at the desk, and he goes over, and he gets the book, brings it over to the bed, and we'll just open it and start trying to read from cover to cover.
Okay.
And he's gonna fall asleep well before, like, the end of the second chapter, but he's gonna give it his best.
That is adorable.
So on that cute note, we will wrap up this hour.
Oh, it's so cute! Yay! I shipped it hard. Oh, wonderful.
All right, guys. We will see you next week to conclude Finding the Path. Thanks, and have a good weekend.
Yay!
Bye.